Good evening, children. So we continue with the circle chapter further. Yes, yesterday, the morning we did what is the major of the major arc and the minor arc, and what is the major of the entire circle we talked about. Now we talk about congruence of arcs. Now, what is congruence of arcs? Right, as you can see in this figure, what is the central angle measured here? This is a circle with center O with the central angle 70 degree here, and this central angle DOE is corresponding to this minor arc DBE. And we have learned that the minor arc, or the definition of minor arc, what is the definition of minor arc? The minor arc is equal to the corresponding central angle. The measure of the minor arc is equal to the corresponding central angle, and therefore what is the going to be the arc DE arc? This is the B for this particular circle. Arc DE will be 70 degree. What about the arc GF? It is also corresponding to the central angle FOG, which is also 70. So this arc, this minor arc will also be 70 degree. So what do you find? This arc DE is congruent or equal. Measure of arc DE is equal to measure of arc GF, we can say. Right? So that means what do you conclude from this? When are the measures of the arcs right equal, or when are the arcs congruent? When these arcs, they are corresponding to the same measure of the central angle, or you can say the two arcs are congruent if their measures already measures and their radii. So 70 degree, 70 degree are the measures and their radii. OD, OE is congruent to OF, OG because they are radii of the same circle. So that means the two arcs are congruent when they have the same radii and the same measures. Right? So that is all about the congruence of arcs. So when are the arcs congruent? This is the point you have to remember. Now what about the property of sum of the measures of the arcs? The property of sum of the measures of the arcs is written over here. Right? As you can see in the circle here, O is the center of the circle, but the point A, B, C, D, E are on the circle. And if I talk about the arcs of the circle, right, if I want to add arc ABC, measure of arc ABC plus measure of arc CDE. So this arc plus this arc will give me this entire arc, that is measure arc ACE. Right, so this is how I can add the arcs, right? So that is a property of sum of the measures of the arcs. But if I have measure of arc ABC, this is the arc ABC, and I take BCE, right? Measure of arc ABC plus measure of arc BCE. Then I cannot say it is equal to, it is not equal to arc ACE, measure of arc ACE. Why? Because BC is, right, common in these two additions, right? So it cannot be the arc ACE. So this is the property of sum of the measures of the arcs. Is that clear? So now we further go for the theorems which you have. So I hope you have taken down all this. So whatever is written down here, explained here, you have to note down from the board in your notebooks. Is that clear? So now further we write down the theorem. Write down the statement for the theorem. Yes, what is the theorem? Let us write down. Very simple theorems are there. That is the chords correspond. Write down the theorem statement first. Right, once you know the statement, you know we have to draw the figure, the next step, and after that given, to prove and proof. So let us complete this theorem. What is the statement? First of all, the chords, write down, copy the statement. The chords, what do you say? The chords corresponding. The chords corresponding to the congruent arcs, right? The chords corresponding to the congruent arcs of the same circle or the two congruent circles, right? The chords corresponding to congruent arcs of a circle, that is of the same circle, or it can be two congruent circles, right? Or congruent circles, it's the same circle or congruent circles. Then what do you say? The chords which are corresponding to the congruent arcs of the circle, they are congruent. So what we have to prove? The chords are congruent here in this statement. From this statement what we understand? That what we have to prove here? That the congruent arcs is mentioned here. The chords are of what? The circle? The circle having the congruent arcs. That means congruent arcs is given to us, and you have to prove that the chords are congruent. So the chord corresponding to the congruent arcs of a circle or congruent circles, they are congruent, you have to prove. Okay, so what is the figure going to be? A circle with the congruent arcs. This is a circle with the center, say center B. Okay, and the congruent arcs are given. So let us say this is the arc formed here. That is AC is the arc which is congruent, right? And another arc over here is formed by these two radii. This will be DE. So DE is the congruent arc. So AC and DE are the congruent arcs given to us. B is the center of the circle, and therefore AB and BC will be the radii. BE and BD also will be the radii of the same circle. So this is the figure we are drawing, which is having what is the given thing in the statement. Given thing is congruent arc. So what we will write down the given from the figure and from the statement, right? What we can understand? We are talking about congruent arcs given. So here, which are the congruent arcs? Arc AC is congruent to arc DE. Okay, these are the congruent arcs given to us. And what is the center of circle? B is the center of the circle. B is the center of the circle. These two things are always right. You can understand from the statement. These things are to be written in the given. Now to prove that, what we have to prove? I said the chords are congruent. In which circle? In this circle where the arcs are congruent. Right? So the corresponding chords, right? So we need to show the corresponding chords by joining the 2 points of the arc, right? So these are the corresponding chords of the circle. So which are the corresponding chords? Chord AC is congruent. I have to prove to chord BD, chord DE. Okay. So this is what I have to prove. Chord AC is congruent to chord D. So please take down this much. Then we go for, once you understand what is given, what we have to prove, we can concentrate on proof. So take down this much and try to understand what we have written. So we can just, instead of just saying AC, we can also put one more point here, and then we can say arc APC, we can say. And if I take point Q over here, I can call it as arc DQE. Okay. So this is how how we can name it as well, right? So what we are going to have in the given arc APC is already congruent given in the right statement, congruent to arc DQE, right? So we are naming the arc in the 3 points of that arc, right? So P is the center of the circle, and you have to prove this chords are congruent. So how do you write down the proof now? Tell me. So proof will be chord AC and chord DE, they are nothing but the sides of these 2 triangles, corresponding triangles. What are the triangles? ABC triangle having the AC chord as the side of that triangle. BDE triangle having DE as one of the sides of the triangle. So if I prove the triangle is congruent, I can say these sides are congruent. That means what I want is chords are congruent. Those sides are nothing but chords. So if I get those sides congruent in the triangle, I get the chords congruent. So this is how it's very simple to prove. So what will I write down? In triangle ABC and triangle ABC and DBE over here we have. So these are the triangle symbols. Which parts are congruent? We have to prove the triangle is congruent. For that we need to know which of the parts of the triangle are congruent. So which parts are congruent? Obviously we know these are the radii of the circle, so they will be congruent. Yes, and what else? Since we have the arcs congruent, what we have learned, the minor arc is congruent to the measure of the corresponding central angle. So if the arcs are congruent, the corresponding central angles will also be congruent. And therefore what we have, radii of the two sides are the radii of the same circle. So these two, this side is congruent this side congruent this side, and in between the included angle is congruent. So which test it will be? It will be SAS test, right? So let us write down the steps. In triangle ABC and triangle DBE, we have side AB or segment AB congruent to segment, right? Congruent to segment BE. And what is the other one? BC. Segment BC is congruent to which side of that triangle? BC congruent to PD. What is the reason for both these statements? Radii of the same circle. They both are nothing but pair of radii of the same circle. So that means two parts we got, and the third part which we have got is what we can say arc APC, measure of arc APC. Just now we have written here arc APC is given. So arc APC is congruent. What is given from there? I'm copying congruent to arc DQE. Correct? That is what is given. So from given, what do I know? Therefore, measure of angle ABC is congruent or is equal, since I have written measure, or I can say angle ABC congruent. If I want to write congruent, angle ABC is congruent to angle DB. Reason, definition of minor arc. We can say what is the reason we have got this angle congruent? Definition of minor arc. Okay, I hope it is very clear to you whatever I have written. Definition of minor arc. Okay, then further from this what we get? Therefore triangles are congruent. Therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DBE by SAS test. By which test? SAS test of congruent triangles. And therefore which sides will be congruent if the triangles are congruent? Side AC is congruent to side DE, or you can say chord AC is congruent to chord DE, and that is what we had to prove. So our theorem is proved here, right? What we have to prove, we have completed proving it, right? So chord AC, that is what we had to prove. To prove that chord AC congruent to chord DE. And what is the reason you have to write down for this? Corresponding sides of congruent triangles, CSCT, right? Corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Okay. So this completes our theorem. Note it down quickly. I hope you have understood and you are able to see clearly everything. Yes. Yes, so we go for the next theorem now. That is the converse of this statement, right? What is the statement telling us? The corresponding, the chords corresponding to the congruent arcs of the same circle are congruent. So the other way, here the chords I had to prove congruent. So in the converse, chords will be given as congruent, and I have to prove here what was given, congruent arcs was given, and in this converse it will be what? I have to prove the arcs are congruent. Okay, so let's write down the statement for converse. What is going to be the statement for converse? The congruent arcs, from here only we can say the congruent arcs corresponding to the congruent chords of the same circle are congruent, right? So can we write down like that? Instead of chords, I will write down first now congruent arcs. Not congruent arcs, I have to prove congruent. So the arcs corresponding to the congruent chords of the same circle are congruent. So that we will write down. So I'll rub this. Yes. So the next theorem will be the arcs corresponding to the congruent chords. The arcs, write down. The arcs corresponding, or I can also say corresponding arcs, one and the same. Corresponding, the arcs corresponding the congruent chords, the arcs corresponding the congruent chords of the same circle or congruent circles also, as we had done in the previous one, or congruent circles are congruent. Are congruent, you have to prove. So how do you prove it? Again, draw the figure for the same. So we'll draw the figure for this, write down the given to prove that proof, right? Same thing. So what is going to be the figure? Circle. Okay. Now here, which are the arcs which are corresponding? Which is center of the circle here? O is the center, for example. We will take O as the center of the circle for this circle, for this theorem. Then we can take PQ as this points here, and RS as the points here. So again we have the triangles formed here. Which are the congruent arcs? PQ is congruent to RS. We have to prove. We have to prove PQ arc is congruent to RS. That we have to prove. So for that we join the points of the circle. So we get OP, OQ, OR, OS is the radii of the same circle. Then which are the chords given as congruent? PQ chord is congruent to RS chord. Is given to us. PQ is congruent to RS. This is given to us. Okay. I hope it's clear. The figure is clear. So now what we have to do is we can name this arc PMQ, and over here because of the three letters how we had proved in the previous one, this will be RNS. Okay, so this we have write down in the given from this figure and the statement. With the help of the figure and the statement, write down what is given. Write down what is given from the figure and the statement. What we have got, the arcs corresponding the congruent chords. So congruent chords is mentioned, that means given. So what is the congruent chords here? Right, the circle is having, right, what is the center of the circle? Point O is the center of the circle. We can write down first. Point O is the center of the circle. And here what we have is PQ, chord PQ, already given, chord PQ is congruent to chord RS. Right? Now what we have to prove in this? I have to prove that arc PMQ, three letters, arc PMQ is congruent to arc RNS. Arc, I hope this whatever I am writing is visible clearly, RNS, trying to make it clear. Arc PMQ is congruent to arc RNS, that I have to prove. So what is the proof? Again we have to prove. How will I prove these arcs are congruent? These arcs are corresponding to the central angle. So if I get the central, and what we have learned that the minor arc is congruent to central angle. So if I get the central angles congruent, I can say the arcs are also congruent. The corresponding arcs which are congruent to central angle, they are also congruent. So what I have to prove is the central angles are congruent. So to prove central angles congruent, again I have to prove the triangles congruent. So by which test? Let us find out. Right. So in triangle POQ, and triangle ROS, what we have, which parts will be congruent? And we in triangle POQ and triangle ROS, which parts are congruent? Once again we have, right, once again we already, what is given? Chord PQ is already congruent to chord RS, that is given. So and the other two sides of the triangle, they are radii of the same circle. So other two sides, a pair of sides, they will also be congruent, and the chord, the third side of the triangle is also congruent. So obviously which test will be the triangles congruent by? S test, the triangles will be congruent. And if the triangles are congruent, these angles are corresponding angles of congruent triangles. So they also will be congruent. And thus the corresponding minor arcs will also be congruent, and that is what we have to prove. So let us complete the proof. In triangle POQ, triangle POQ and angle ROS. So what we have once again, write it down whatever we have discussed, right? So what is that? Segment PO, or you can say radius PO is congruent to segment, right? If I take like this, then I will have segment RO. Same way segment OQ is congruent to segment OS. Again both the pairs are what? Nothing but radii of the same circle. So that reason I have to write down radii of the same circle. And the third one is already the chord which is given in our theorem, that chord PQ, that's the third side of the triangle, is congruent to chord RS. That is given. What is the reason you will write here? Given already. And therefore, the triangles are congruent. Triangle POQ. Triangle POQ is congruent to triangle ROS by SSS test of congruent triangles, right? SSS test of congruent triangles, and therefore, which angle is congruent? Angle POQ is congruent to angle ROS. What is the reason? Corresponding angles of congruent triangles, and therefore, what is the arc congruent? Arc PNQ is congruent to arc RNS. Reason? Definition of minor arc. Definition of minor arc. Definition of minor arc. So this is how, what we had to prove. Just check to prove that arc PMQ, congruent to arc RNS. So what we have to prove, that we have got it ultimately proved, isn't it? So that is what the theorem is all about, right? So this theorem gets completed. Of course, this proof is not given, proved in your textbook. You have to prove it yourself. So here we have discussed and proved it. So you can just take it down. So that completes, right? So I'll wrap this part. We'll start with the practice set, which is the next practice set after this, based on this theorems which we have learned. Practice set 3.2, I think, no? Which is the practice set? 3.3, sorry. 3.2 we have completed. 3.3 is the next practice set. Let us complete that now. Yes, and then we wind up once we complete the practice set 3.3, right? So practice set 3.3. What is the first one we have? Right, we have always, right, for the solving the problems of the practice set, we always draw the figure. So we'll draw the figure first. What is the figure given to us? A smaller one, so more space we can have to solve. So this circle is given with the center C and radii are given DC, CD, CE and CF. CD, CE and CF are the radii. And the point G is given here. And the measure, what is given is this point G, D, E, F are concyclic points. G, D, E, F are concyclic. Concyclic points means they are on the circle. So on the circle points are called concyclic points, right, of a circle with center C. And what is the other information given is angle ECF. What is the angle ECF given? Angle ECF is equal to, yes, the measurement is given as 70 degree, is equal to 70 degree. So that means this angle ECF, that is this angle is 70 degree is given. And what else is given? What is the other measure they have given us? Measure of arc DGF. 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 This arc is how much? Measure of arc DGF is given as 200 degree. Okay. So what we have to find? We have to find arc DE. What is the measure of arc DE? And that is this measure of this arc DE over here, and measure of arc DEF. DEF, right? Measure of arc DEF. Measure of arc DE, I will write M, measure of arc DE, measure of arc DEF is equal to question mark. So how do I find out this arc DE? These two things, how do I find out now? Let us see. Now we have already got the measure of angle ECF. And you see, we have just now said C is the center of the circle. If C is the center of the circle, the angle ECF will be central angle. Right? The angle whose vertex is on the center is the central angle. So angle ECF is 70 degree. And what we have learned, the corresponding minor arc will also be of the same nature. So what is the corresponding arc here to the central angle? Arc EF. That means we get the measure of arc EF. So we start the solution here. Measure of arc EF is equal to, right, 70 degree. Why? Reason, definition of minor arc, right, because angle ECF is given. So we didn't write down that. So we can write down here, since angle ECF, right, or we can write down as the first step, however you want, right, angle, since angle ECF is equal to 70 degree, therefore by definition of minor arc, we get arc EF is equal to 70 degree. So if we have arc CEF is equal to 70 degree, that means this arc we know, and already DGF arc is given to us. So EF is D is the only arc which we do not know. And we know measure of all the arcs of the circle is equal to 360 degree. The entire circle, right, measure of all the arcs together will form an entire circle. What is the measure of the entire circle? It is going to be 360. So using that measurement, we can find out D. Okay. So also we can write down measure of arc DGF is equal to 200 degree. That is given. And therefore, addition of all the arcs of the circle, that is measure of arc, we can say arc DE plus measure of arc DGF plus measure of arc, what is remaining? DE, DGF, remaining is FE, measure of arc, to form the entire circle, right? They form these arcs, by joining these arcs, it will form an entire circle. And this addition of entire arc, all the arcs of circle, the entire circle measurement comes to how much value? Measure 360 degree. Now arc DE we do not know, so we have to find out. So we keep it as it is. Arc DE we do not know. We know DGF is 200 degree plus 200, so we write down. Plus arc EF, just now we have written 70 degree is equal to 360. So what is the addition of 200 plus 70? So measure of arc DE, right? Measure of arc DE plus 200 plus 70 is 270. That is equal to 360. So I take 270 on the other side, becomes minus 270, and you get the answer for arc DE. Okay, so measure of arc DE, how much it comes to? Measure of arc DE is equal to 360 minus 270. That is how much? Yes. How much the subtraction comes to? 9. 90 degree, is it? Correct? It is 90 degree. So measure of RDE, finally we got the value as 90 degree. This is the answer for the first part of the question. For the second part given, measure our DEF is how much? If I know DE, I have got 90 degree. I know EF already given. How much is EF given? We have found out 70. So EF I know, DE I know. So I can find out what is DEF by addition of the DE and EF arcs, right? So what is the? So right, I'll rub this part for above part, and there is a question part, and I'll write down the further answer. Your D. So what I can say, measure of RDF is nothing but equal to measure of RD plus measure of arc EF, and both the measures we have calculated. We have already found measure RDE, we got it over here 90 degree, and measure arc EF we have got it over here 70 degree. 90 plus 70 comes to how much? 160 degree. So what is the answer? 160. So this is the final answer. 160 and 90. Two answers we have got as per the question. Okay. Then next one. Next question. What's the next question? Let us see. Okay. Now here. Right here, what you have, this we have shown the addition of the arcs. Here you can write down the reason, arc addition postulate, right? What is the reason for this statement? I will write here, arc addition postulate. Arc addition postulate. Okay? So this is the reason for this particular statement. I have no space, so I have written, right? Link from here, right? Connecting, right? So that is all. And next is second question. Read the next second question. Yes, the second question is in the figure 3.38. What is given? Triangle QRS is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. What's an equilateral triangle property? What is an equilateral triangle? So can I rub this? I hope you have noted down all the things clearly visible. The answer begins here. So I put the arrow here. Solving part is from here. Okay. So I'll rub this part now. For the next question, let us draw the figure. That is question number 2. Right? The circle is given, and circle is with us with a particular center, and a triangle is drawn, which is an equilateral triangle. So this is the side. How will I draw the equilateral? I should have drawn the triangle first, no? Otherwise, how will I get the equilateral triangle? Will I get an equilateral triangle like this? Somewhat looking like equilateral triangle now. Yes, so this is my equilateral triangle. The name is triangle QRH. As per the question, the figure given to us is like this, right? Triangle QRS is an equilateral triangle, right? And the circle is passing through the vertices of this triangle. Now, what's an equilateral triangle? The sides of this triangle which is equal. All the sides of a triangle when equal, we call it as equilateral triangle. And also, what about the angles of equilateral triangle? All the angles are also congruent or equal of the equilateral triangle. So if all the angles are equal means what they are? Everybody knows what is the angle of the equilateral triangle? 60 degree. So we know the angles also of the equilateral triangle. Okay, so this is when the question is giving the information that the triangle is an equilateral triangle, immediately we know about the sides of that triangle and the angles of the triangle. So we show that measurements over here 60 degree equilateral triangle, because it's an equilateral triangle. The angle has to be 60 degree, 60 degree, 60 degree, and all the sides to be equal, right? Now what we have to prove here is, so this is the information provided to us, so we show it in the figure. Now what we have to prove here is, right, first one is arc RS. What we have to prove? Arc RS is congruent, yes, congruent to arc QS and QR. Arc QS and further congruent to arc QR. That means which arcs we have to prove? Just see where are these arcs. Arc RS means this arc is congruent to arc QS, is congruent to arc QR. That means these are the arcs which are corresponding to the chords of the circle or the sides of the triangle. These are the arcs corresponding to the sides of this triangle. And we have already said the sides of the triangle are congruent. So if the sides of the triangle are congruent means here what are they in the circle? They are the chords of the circle. So these sides are congruent means chords of the circle are congruent. And we know that just now we have proved that the chords of the circle are congruent, that the corresponding arcs of those congruent chords, they are also congruent. And therefore we get this particular first part proved by that theorem statement. Right? If the chords are congruent, the corresponding arcs to those particular congruent chords, they are also congruent by the theorem which we have proved. So that statement you have to just write down and say the first part gets proved here, right? Then that statement itself, the theorem itself, is applicable over here, and we prove it, right? So second part now. So what is the second part? Or first part you can write down the right. Second part, what we have to prove? Measure of arc QRS is equal to 240 degree. 240 degree. QRS is 240 degree. Just now we have proved these arcs are congruent. So addition of the arcs we have to just, right? We know corresponding arcs will be how many? What will be the measurement of the corresponding arcs? Looking at those 60 degree angles, right? We know the arcs are congruent. So we have to just add the arcs and you get the measurement of the entire circle, that is 360 degree. And each arc, let one arc be x, all the arcs are congruent, so all will be x. So x plus x, that is 3x is equal to 360. So what will be x be equal to 360 upon 3? That is will be how much? 120. And that is what, alright, you will get one arc as 120. That is QR, RS and QS, three arcs are 120, 120, 120. So we have to find out QRS. QRS is measurement of addition of two arcs here out of the three. So already we said every arc is 120. So addition of two arcs will be 120 plus 120, that is 240. Correct? So we get the measurement of arc QRS as 240 proved here, right? Is that clear? So very simple it is. So you have to just know how to write it down what we have discussed. Shall we write it down? Or you can write it on your own. What I don't know, right? Since we have discussed, let us quickly write it down also. So first part के लिए what is the answer? First part के लिए answer लिखते हैं. What we will write down? In triangle QRS. In triangle QRS, what we have? All the sides are congruent, right? All, or we can say chord QR congruent to chord RS congruent to chord QS. Reason, sides of an equilateral triangle. Sides of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. And what about the angles? Angle also will be congruent. So angle QRS is equal to angle RQS is equal to angle QSR. That is equal to 60 degree. Again, the reason is angles of an equilateral triangle. What is the reason? Angles of an equilateral triangle. Okay, so we know the angles, we know the chords. Now, what is the next thing? Right, so from this is equation 1 if I number. So from 1, what do I say? From 1, what we say that we can, right, we get the, what we get from 1, we get arc RS, right, QR is corresponding to arc, right, whatever, right, so we can say QR is first, so QR is corresponding to QR arc, right, so I can say arc QR is congruent to what is corresponding to chord RS, arc RS, further it is congruent to, which is the chord QS, so chord QS, so arc QS, reason, I will write down the statement of the theorem. What is the statement of the theorem? Congruent chords, congruent, what you can say, arcs of the circle, corresponding arcs of the circle, corresponding arcs of the congruent chords are of the same circle. I can say corresponding, what is the statement? Corresponding arcs of congruent chords of the same circle are congruent. Okay, so this is how I proved this first part, right? And the second part, for second part I will rub the above part question. So this here I'll have space. What is the second part I have to prove? Measure our QRS is 240. So for that, what I am going to do is, already I said that the arcs are congruent, right? So since these arcs are congruent, this I will number it equation number 2. Right? This whatever I have proved the first part which I have proved, I number it equation number 2. So from 2 I will say, from 2 what do I have? Yes? What do I have? That this QR, measure of arc QR plus measure of arc, right? They are equal, right? So measure of arc RS plus measure of arc RS के बाद क्या है? Sorry, QS is equal to 360 degree. This is measure of the circle. Measure of circle. Right? And what is that? From to below I will have to write down. Here this is the measure of the circle I have written, the arc addition. What is the reason I will write? Measure of the circle and arc addition postulate also. Both the reasons are applicable here. Right? Measure of circle is 360. And here from 1 I have to say, sorry, what is the equation number of this congruent arcs? From 2. So from 2 I will say, I have what is of each of the arc is x plus x plus x, because they are all congruent. From 2 I go. So x plus x plus x plus x is equal to 360. So what is it? 3x. So what is the x value I will get? X value is equal to 360 upon 3 will be what? 120. So x is 120 means which is the x? These are all x, x, x and x. These are the 3x. That means I have measure of arc, right? Measure of arc QR is equal to measure of arc RS is equal to measure of arc QS, that is equal to 120. Right? If all the arcs are 120, then what will be the addition of these two arcs? X plus x, right? So that means what? Now we know that measure of arc QRS is nothing but measure of arc QR plus measure of arc RS. These are arc addition postulate. arc addition postulate. Arcs I can add only when by this postulate arc addition. Addition of arcs I have done because I know there is an arc addition postulate by which I can add them. So what is the measurement of these two arcs? I will put the measurements. QR कितना है? QR is equal to 120. So I will get 120 QR plus RS. So RS is कितना? Again 120. So how much I get? 120 plus 120. Yes, 240 degrees. So this is what I have to prove. That measure of RQRS is nothing but 240. So we have proved it. 240 degrees. Okay, so we have proved the second question also. 240 degrees visible, no? And the last question now, very easy, last one, third one. Let us do the last one. The third question is given the figure, right, having the two chords in the figure which are congruent, that is AB and CD. So this is the AB chord AB, and this is the CD chord. So this is the chord CD. So what they have given to us? What is given in the problem? That this chords, these two chords which are chord AB, that is chord AB is congruent to chord CD. This is given. What we have to prove? We have to prove that arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Arc AC congruent to arc BD. How do I prove this? Arc AC congruent to arc BD. These two arcs I have to prove congruent. And what is already congruent given? AB is congruent to chord CD. Again the same theorem we have to apply here. That congruent chords subtend congruent arcs. Or what is the theorem we have written? Yes, corresponding arcs of the congruent chords, they are congruent. So if AB is the congruent chord, what is the corresponding arc to the AB? Arc ACB or arc AB. And what is the congruent the chord, another congruent chord CD. The corresponding arc to this congruent chord is arc CD. So we have to just apply, right? So let us write down the proof. What is the proof? Yes, what is the proof we have? Measure of arc, what is given? Chord AB is congruent to chord CD given. Therefore, measure of arc AB is congruent to measure of arc CD. Reason, we know corresponding arcs of the congruent chords of the same circle are congruent. That's why we got the arcs congruent. This is the reason also we have to write down. Then further, now arc AB is made up of which arcs? You can see arc AB is made up of arc AC and arc BC. So I will write down. This is the equation 1, first I will number. Then I will say measure of arc AC. What is that? Measure of arc AB is nothing but equal to measure of arc AC plus measure of arc BC, CD. Equation 2. Similarly, What is measure of arc? Another arc which is congruent, CD. So measure of arc CD will be what? Both are having the reason angle addition postulate. So I can again write down the reason angle addition postulate. Angle addition postulate you can write down. I will write down here now. I don't have space down. So what I will write down further, what is the another arc? CD. Measure of arc CD is equal to, what is the addition of CD? CB and BD. CD is made up of, entire CD is made up of CB and BD, right? So measure of arc CD is equal to measure of arc CB plus measure of arc BD. Equation number 3. What is the reason? Reason भी लिखना है arc addition angle arc addition. I have written here angle, sorry. Arc addition postulate. Here also I have tried out the same reason. Arc addition postulate. Okay. And equation number 3. So from 1, 2 and 3 what will I get? From 1, 2 and 3. Right? From 1 I get the arcs are congruent. From 2 and 3 I get these arcs are nothing but this particular additions. So from 1, 2 and 3 I get the right hand side is equal. Because the left hand side is equal, right hand side, which are the right hand side? Measure of arc AC plus measure of arc AC plus measure of arc CB. Correct? Is equal to right hand side of this equation. Measure of arc. What is the right hand side? CB. Plus measure of arc. So plus sign measure of arc. CB के साथ क्या है? BD. So measure of arc BD. Okay. But now in both the sides, this side is equal to this side. What is same on both the side? Measure of arc CB, measure of arc CB. So whatever same gets cancelled. So measure of arc CB gets cancelled. What remains here? Measure of arc AC remains on this side is equal to on this side measure of arc BD. And this is what we had to prove, that arc AC is equal to BD. We have written AC is congruent to BD. So we'll write one more step. Therefore arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Therefore arc AC is congruent to arc BD. That finishes with our, right, this problem also, right? So what is there? Therefore I will write down, since I have written your measures, the next step will be writing only the arcs AC congruent to arc. So congruent sign will come here. Arc. When I write measure, I write equal. When I write only arc, I write congruent. That is how the two steps are different. So this is how arc AC is congruent to arc BD. So that finishes your practice set. I hope it's clear to you all. Right? Clear till the end. Okay. Noted down everything. So that finishes your practice set 3.3. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Goodbye.